the meeting to order. First order of business is to elect the moderator for the next meeting. Are there any nominations?
I got a motion to nominate Bob Kahn as moderator.
Second. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Would town clerk please read the call of the meeting?
They created a space, took away some of the most beautiful parts of Preston, and created an area that for over 100 years has been out of the public way. The Norwich Hospital has been a reluctant neighbor, I think, and has had limited positive benefits for either the towns in which it has rested for the past century. We'd like to change that. We really think that it is time for the Norwich State Hospital case to come down, for a place to be created where all the citizens will have access, where they can live, work, and play. Preston Gateway Partners wants to be a part of the community of Preston. We want to pay our fair share in taxes. We want to create a place where Preston's families will have total access to the river, to the marina. The most important part of our presentation, our proposal, really comes in two parts. The first is the traditional New England Main Street, which connects the 7 different villages that we've designed into the program. And connecting it all through is the Village Green, and it's a beautiful centerpiece that runs all the way from Route 12 all the way down to the riverfront marina. Surrounding that, we have a 450-room resort hotel, a series of lovely residential neighborhoods that run along the bluff, a bluff walk that literally goes all the way from the southern end of the border all the way hopefully up into Norwich. In addition to that, a wonderful set of national retailers in the retail center, a golf village, the single-family homes that we put on the site, an 18-hole golf course. We've done something over here where we've taken the ash landfill, which the state has left in fairly serious disrepair. And we've gone back and said, we'll cap that, put in soccer fields.
My name is Larry Gottesdiener. I'm chairman of Northland Investment Corporation. I tried to do without the mic, though. I think I just got that megaphone. I'm chairman of Northland Investment Corporation. I'm a native of New London, Connecticut. 1976 graduate of New London High School. I want to thank you all for the opportunity to present to you tonight. It's a beautiful night out, and I know you all have much better things to do. I'd like to start by thanking the Norwich Hospital Advisory Committee for 2.5 years of public service and for their overwhelming support of Preston Green. In thinking about how to present tonight, I thought it might be helpful to highlight some of the comments from the public record. These are the thoughts of the committee when they chose Northland. There will be less impact on the town with more benefits. The proposal is a better mix for the town of Preston and the region. The last thing we want to see over there is a huge shopping center and all of the impacts. And I want to thank the majority of the Board of Selectmen for their majority endorsement and support of Preston Green. Some of the comments in support of us at the Board of Selectmen meeting were, Northland will have more viability and be around in the long run. Northland's effect on the town will be much less. The fact that Northland has agreed to own the property for 15 years, at least, is a big factor. PGP claims to have as much open space, but I don't see it. I see more parking lots. And we're particularly proud of the public endorsement of the Norwich Bulletin editorial board, which stated on June 4th, Northland is the better fit for Preston. A high-end resort is a far better use for the property. PGP's housing addresses the regional housing shortage, but this is not the site for that. Nor is it right for a large-scale retail mall development. It is simply not the best use for the property, has no regional benefit, and its impact on the local community is significant. Let me take a minute by talking about the vision for Preston Green. The centerpiece is a 5-star resort. If you want to visualize it, think the Norwich Inn and Spa, but just slightly more upscale. A little more family-oriented, a little nicer. We conceived Preston Green like this because this is the type of development that will be a subtle, quiet neighbor.
For the project with financing, grants, or tax subsidies. What kind of subsidies have you received from there? That's number one. If there is a Hartford tax subsidy, when will it start to generate net new property tax and how much?
There was a state grant from the CCEDA, Capital City Economic Development Authority, for the Hartford 21 project, which actually was not an office building, but is a 1 million square foot mixed-use project, similar to what we're trying to achieve here. And that grant, to qualify for that grant, Northland was required to invest $6 million of its own money. As it turns out, the loan associated with that came in lower than expectations by $20 million. And so we had the option of not going ahead with the project, or asking the state for more money, or increasing our equity component from $6 million to $26 million, which is exactly what we did. So we almost fourfold increased the required equity to qualify for the grant, and the project does $500,000 in net new taxes immediately. It did it in its first year.
For Hartford, and there was no subsidy by Hartford at all? It wasn't like what you proposed here, or $1 or $1.50 per square foot?
Yes, there was a PAC tax fixing agreement like here for $500,000 in the first year, and then it's indexed for inflation thereafter. Not similar to here, except that it's not. In this case, we ended up doing a tax fixing agreement that's twice the going rate. We didn't do that in Hartford. It's much more like the going rate.
Martha, you're the center.
Seems to me right and timely as to how big an educational bill this town could have 5 years from now. And I just don't think I think it's terribly underestimated. I don't see what was that number again? I think we're talking like 100 and something school children on 1,400 permanent housing units. And if that number is underestimated, I don't know what the methodology that was used, but if that number was seriously underestimated, all of the numbers.
Yeah, the methodology is, we both use the same methodology for our initial analysis, and it comes in the same scale, and it's publicly available from Rutgers University.